What do you want us to do?
Nothing. But we're back. We're back with part 2 of the PunkApocalyptic cool lollipop game of 2 dead in a shit town. And we're all eating biscuits of some form. And if you like this video, if you enjoy this video at all, and the previous one, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It does really help on YouTube. And if you're watching on Twitch, don't forget, if you've got Amazon Prime and you're not already subscribed to the channel, or if it's expired because you're already an Amazon Prime subscriber on my channel, don't forget to subscribe because it really does help. Thank you very much. Anyway, Scott, I've done my little plug.
Great. Okay, where we left off, Nails was speaking to Clap regarding a particular photograph that he found laying on the ground that was used for less than desirable purposes. And Nails was about to offer him something that might, I don't know, supplement the photograph, so to speak. And we can go ahead and go back to Nails to see if he wants to move forward with that, or whatever else he'd like to do. It's his turn. So
yeah, basically, so I've got this this black duffel bag over my back, and I'm basically going to rummage around and go, and I pull out this object, 9 inches long, flat on one end, and sort of like vaguely sort of like I don't know, circular curved on the other end, sort of rounded, and it's sort of pink and veiny all along the length, and it's sort of like got a certain flexibility as it sort of like he pulls it out and it sort of flaps slightly, and he goes, in the old days I'm told these were toys.
Fuck me.
I could sell you one of these and that might keep you occupied for hours. I don't know.
Fuck me.
Clap kind of looks at you and goes, my God, son, what mutant atrocity did you cut that thing off of? And
that's a telling the telling, and I'm not telling.
Okay. Then Sheriff,
because I also got this.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead, sir.
And this is vaguely conical and black. And about 6 inches tall and quite wide.
And I need to see what you're referencing with that.
Sometimes I'm glad I'm just old.
Oh boy, yes. Okay. And he wrote once again. Clap kind of looks. He looks confused, but behind you, you hear like the slapping sound of something heavy on the table behind you. And as you turn, Sheriff has put 2 large thermoses, and he goes, bonus, and he pushes it forward, waiting for you to do the exchange, if you like.
Okay, I put them both on the. I put them. I basically put them down. I go. I'm going to check the content. So I will open up the thermos, see what's in them.
I mean, it's not fresh water, but it's definitely drinkable.
Right.
And but each one of the thermoses are going to equal 2 units apiece. So it's a large thermos that's going to allow you 1 unit of so 2 units per thermos. And he looks down and just kind of goes. He picks them both up, and he looks down and he goes, Gonna have fun.
As they would say in the old days, I suppose. Enjoy yourself.
And he puts it back under the bar that he's behind, and then just kind of goes back to just kind of standing there, looking off in the distance, focusing on nothing. But obviously he's listening. So Clap kind of goes, well, I suppose, but I mean, we don't really do. I mean, if the sheriff wants it, but there's other places that will buy your body parts. Might be able to offer you more, but that's up in the hills where the crazies are at. But sheriff's a little different. Like I said, hit in the head by me. So anyhow, you look like you kind of noticed something that kind of got your attention. You were glancing over at the door over there. Anything specific you found?
You got anybody in town with that many fingers?
And he goes,
On the one hand,
well, that's Pinkus Dinkus. He's missing a few fingers. Why do you ask?
I point to the.
Okay, so he walks over there and says, I didn't see this before. And he slides open the door, and you can see out on the porch, there's some splattering of blood that leads off the porch and off into the messy aspects of the street. You can kind of see a bit of blood here or there, but without looking, if you want to give me an eyes roll, and this would be for anybody who wants to check this out, might be able to find a trail. But it's obvious. I'm pretty sure one of you has a medicine background. Is that Caligula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a look anyway. So,
Okay.
And I've got an 18.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So what you see is even though it's very few in number, you do find enough droplets that leads down the street, and eventually it looks like it leads out of town into the woods, the wooded area behind Shit Town.
Well,
Likewise,
look, I've brained enough people to recognize blood splatter.
Mhm. And so yeah, so it's obvious to, anyone with a bit of intelligence, this is not the blood of Crawfish and Betty. Our resident genius Caligula, that blood is something that was coming from Pinkus. He's wounded, and from the looks of it, he's in fairly bad shape. As there's enough blood that's leading a trail out of town. So, Clap goes, well, there y'all go. I think you might be able to find him. Just follow the bastard's blood and bring him back here, and we'll give you the bullets and bring him back alive. Maybe one of you can spend some time with Sheriff. Know what I mean?
Now that he's fully equipped up.
So he
Could J-Wall do a roll? Because there seems to be quite a lot of blood. Are we actually going to find a living person at the end of this blood trail? I know I'm not here, but could Caligula, could he find out if that is the case?
Sure. That would be. Go ahead and give me a brains roll, and then with an asset due to your medicine background.
Mm-hmm. See, Doc Carey should have paid the doctor here, because it's what he does.
I need time off. I mean, this is absolutely accurate. This is exactly how my day-to-day work normally goes. But
you roll some dice.
Well,
no, I can't cue you today.
Sorry, that's a really poor description of where you work. I think you don't work in somewhere like Shit Town, do you?
Well, that's the NHS, man.
Ooh.
A little bit of politics there for the people watching from Tory HQ.
Isn't there a Pogue song called Shit Down? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, showing my age there. So yes, so Caligula, the wound is bad, and initially it looks, if you're following the trail of it, you do know that even though the wound is bad, it looks like he's done something to stop the flow as the blood droplets diminish as they're leaving the town into the woods. But yeah, the initial blood splatter on the wall, whatever happened to him, was enough to cover most of his hand in blood and leave a handprint on the wall and a rather large stain just outside on the porch. So, but yeah, it's there is a trail that you might be able to follow to see if you want to bring Pincus back, or whatever you mercs like to do with people such as that. So Clap kind of goes, well, days get long. If there's anything else you need to do here, otherwise, maybe you want to, go ahead and, find Pincus, bring him back, and and we'll take it from there. So what would you guys like to do, if anything, before we move the scene along?
Well, me and
We were going to check the kitchen.
Okay.
And
So-
I think we need to meet up with the others and compare notes.
Okay. Excellent. So who's going to check the kitchen? That essentially was Caligula, Nails, and Roach, who were within proximity of that conversation, so to speak. So if you'd like to, so if someone wants to volunteer to go into the kitchen, we can take that
I'll do it.
aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Nails, after Clap points out, the situation with the kitchen, and says, you can go ahead and head on in there to see if you can find anything of value. Go ahead and give me an eyes roll, and then I will give you a description of the kitchen for you.
I don't find anything.
Right.
You really don't.
So as you walk in, you see a nervous man who's looks like he's rummaging through the kitchen himself, and as he looks up at you, you see there's tears streaming down his face, and he doesn't look in that good a shape. I mean, he's thin and decrepit like most of them, but he's missing one of his ears, but just snot bubbles coming out, tears streaming down, and he looks up at you and he kind of pauses. He's like, "Who the hell are you?"
What the hell are you doing in here?
And he's like, I live in this town. I'm in here trying to, you know what? That son of a bitch Pincus, he's the one who took the beans. Sure as heck wasn't anyone here. Definitely not me. And you can see that this room, the kitchen, is just demolished.
Okay.
It looks like someone came in here with a steel pipe and just started smashing cupboards, smashing over the old blackened fridge. And it is no, not that
Okay.
one, sorry.
Can I still see a steel pipe anywhere?
No, there's other than
Okay.
just broken enamel from the plates, broken glass, bits of paper, nothing else. But it's just piles
I
of
look
trash
round-
and refuse
I
everywhere.
look around and think, they did a good job on this room. I approve.
Mm-hmm. And he
And I
looks
basically
at-
I give him I stare at him hard.
and he looks up at you, and then almost like Q, he just starts blubbering. He just, what, why are you looking at me that way? And just starts crying. Tears start streaming down again, and he kind of spits up, and spits on the floor, and just more. He looks like a 3-year-old crying for his mother.
Oh,
He's
I mean,
just- he can't even-
I'm going
it's
to
like
go
he
over
can't
and
control himself.
console him. I'm going to
Okay.
give him a little pat on the back and a little friendship check, just to see if maybe I can get on with him a little bit better than I could be doing otherwise.
Okay.
Hey, Roach, do you want to borrow one of the toys whilst you're at it?
Yeah, I'll just gently give him a little pat on the back, make sure he's all right.
Okay, so we're going to, yes, it's going to be just a normal roll, indifferent. And what did we get? We got
17. I don't know why it added an asset.
Oh, it's okay.
It got
So-
overexcited.
Perfect. So yeah, Roach, you kind of make your way, and you can see that yes, this kitchen is a shithole, and the blubbering and crying from the man, you hear that even before you walk inside, and he looks over at you and says, "Who's this?" And, and you approach him with your comforting words, and he goes, "I just wanted to, well, thank you, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not upset. I just do this. I can't control it. This is just how I normally act all the time." And a big snot bubble just pops right out of his nose.
Don't
And-
worry, son. I'm just here to have a look at your ear.
Okay.
You get that
and,
cut off when you were wee?
And he says,
Or you're
"No,
born with only one ear, boy?
no, my dog. Humper, his mother, when I was little, we were low on food, and I just kind of got too close, and they told me not to get close to her, but yeah, just ripped my ear right off when I was little. But I did get it back though, and he reaches into his pants pocket and pulls it out, and there's just a shriveled ear, and just says, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe someday I can get it sewn back on."
Yeah, maybe someday, son. What were you saying about those beans?
And he pauses. And goes, "What beans?"
Hey, come on, son. We're friends here. Someday you're going to want that ear put back on, and it'd be terrible if there were beans on your conscience at that time.
Okay.
Nothing like beans to get in the way. Have a good healing ear.
So with that, I'm going to need another roll, but this is going to be with, let me just give the appropriate complication, because now he's a bit suspicious and a little scared, to be honest. So it's going to be the disposition modifier is going to be, so roll. So are you trying to do friendship again?
I'll go with friendship.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so go ahead and make another friendship roll, but this will be with one complication. Okay, excellent. So
I'm just a friendly guy.
And
unless you're a mutant.
Yes, he kind of looks at you and says, "Well, it was that damn Pinkus who took the beans," and he kind of stops and goes, "Well, maybe I helped myself to one can, but he's the one who took them all. He's the one who took every last one of these. I mean, you could tell he tore this place all up and took them all when he ran off after he killed Benny and Crawfish. And someone needs to go find him.
And we're going to do that, son. Are there any more beans left? On your ear?
No beans, but he reaches down and he moves a bit of refuse aside, and he kind of reaches out, and there's a variety of kind of like dry goods. He's like, "Well, I don't got the beans, but I found a couple of these things when I was looking in here for the beans, and it's a bunch of chips and crackers." So
you've done well, son. We'll take these, and we'll go and track down Pinkus.
So it will give you 5 food assets.
That's 1 food asset each, I reckon.
Okay. So he kind of he looks at you both and says,
"Clap him on the back.
I'm going to just leave now." And he starts walking out the door, and then you can hear outside the door the dog start barking and said, "No, Humper, get off! Get off! God, gee, don't, Humper!" And the dog starts barking as you hear Fred kind of like still shouting at him from a distance as he leaves. All right. So, what would you all like to do now? So you've got a little bit extra food. You've spoken with Mally. You've kind of you've looked around a little bit. You got a general idea. So
I think we need to be getting a shift on, I reckon.
Okay. All right. So anyone else want to do anything? You want to meet up, and Sue suggested meet up and compare notes real quick?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's more to be. I think there's more to this story than they're letting on for.
Okay. Just a moment here. Oh, we don't want the dog. Over here, please.
Yeah, we don't want the dog.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move you to the map, and if you guys would like, is anyone else going to do anything within town? I mean, if you're going to compare notes, I'll move you to the map area. Okay. And once again, feel free to turn the music down if you like.
This place fucking blows.
So what's going to happen is depending on where you guys go, I'm going to reveal parts of the map for you. Let me turn this down a little bit. Or off if you guys want. There you go. So go ahead if you want to just make sure that everyone's on the same page. Compare your notes. So I guess Pookie kind of has the most information, so it just wants to relay what he has.
Okay. Seems the two dead guys have been stealing candy, and then Dingus either found them and run away, or did the job and run away, but left a handprint, and we can follow his blood trail. And Kigula says something about him being injured.
Right?
Well,
Then...
Well, according to what we found out, that this Pinky is going to be kind of innocent. Am I muted?
No.
Ah, good.
You're good.
For many Americans who wish you were.
Yeah, so, I mean, does this all seem a little bit simple that, you know, one guy did all of this? Especially if, you know, things that I don't know yet have happened.
Yeah, I darn tootin' reckon you're probably right there, boy. I think there's something awful fishy going on in this town.
Sue, your
Yeah.
turn.
No, I am not bringing out my American accent.
Oh, American. Oh, sorry.
All right. I think the only other thing was just I believe Sue spoke with Mally, and she pretty much just offered or requested that you guys try to bring him back, or let him know that if he won't come back, that she'll meet him in the the next town out in the waste, if she possibly could get away.
Yeah, the next town along is called Less Shitty Town.
Oh, and also I'm now wearing a comedy nose.
Yes. To note, yes,
Which I'm sure has improved my looks considerably.
the Groucho Marx nose on with the mustache too. So.
And the town after that is just as shitty, but in a different way.
I thought you haven't read this book yet, Pookie. So, the trail that leads out of town goes off into a wooded area. It's sparse. There's broken bits you can kind of see as you make your way out. It won't require an eyes roll, but if you would like to, anyone who wants to contribute an eyes roll is going to decrease the amount of time that's going to pass as you're finding the trail. So the trail is fairly obvious, but with the passage of time, we may require you to use some of your water assets, depending on water and food assets. So, okay.
Well, that's my eyes roll, 16.
Okay. So, and that's going to be good enough for this particular scenario. So you do, as you're following the tracks, you discover that the trail leads deeper into the wooded area. After some time, the blood droplets are going to become harder to follow. But thanks to Roach and his appropriate vision skills, he was able to pick it up after a certain amount of time, and after spending maybe most of the day, and you loop back and forth, but about a quarter mile into the wooded area, you see it leads into a clearing. In this area, as you approach the clearing, you see slightly a little bit off in the distance is what looks to be a broken down car. Everyone give me a smarts roll, and with if anyone has any automobile skills or mechanic skills, they can add an asset to it.
Sorry, what roll are we making?
Brains.
Brains, sorry. Too many game systems in my head.
How do I know if I've got what? Oh God! How do I know if I've got mechanical shit?
It would be
Why
in your
keeps
sheet.
adding numbers.
It will be in your benefits, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a high intelligence, you probably wouldn't have it because that would come with extra education.
Okay.
So if you're uneducated, you wouldn't know.
So what am I rolling? With assets or without assets?
Yeah. Brains.
There's no bonus, right?
Yeah.
What are your brains?
I got a 22.
It's 11.
Not a 24.
It's 11.
It says a
Bonus
1 in
one.
brackets.
Yep, 1. So +1.
Number of dice. What does that mean?
That's only if you have assets or complications, so don't worry about it right now. There you go. Okay. All right, so nobody rolled under a 10 as far as I can see, or whoever rolled. So you've heard tales of this vehicle. Your family back in the crappy town in the Wasteland, you had one there in the village, and they always called it the VWW. And sometimes they called it the beetle. Sometimes they called it the roach. Sometimes they called it a variety of bugs. But for just to kind of reel it in, it's a beat up old VW beetle that's rotting in this clearing in the woods, covered with overgrowth and weeds. Looked like it might have been picked over years ago. Windows shattered. But the doors are intact and currently closed. What would you like to do?
Approach carefully.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for any signs that this Pinkus Dinkus might be preparing an ambush.
Okay. Let's see here. Go ahead.
And happy to persuade him otherwise with my wrench.
Okay. Go ahead and give me, whoever is approaching, give me a hands roll. If everyone roll hands. If you're going to stay back, you don't need to roll anything.
All right, I'm going to stay back.
Okay.
So am I.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so just me.
Oh,
So boom. Oh,
All right. So you make your way carefully.
With that
towards
roll?
towards the beetle, or towards the car. As you get closer to it, you can see there's fresh blood stains on the side, and also kind of dripping from the door handle. You don't, as you're looking around, you don't really see anyone, and you're close enough where you can kind of glance in. It doesn't look like anybody's in the back or the front of the vehicle. And there's the other thing that you see is there's, as you get closer, you can see there's breaks in the underbrush leading off in 3 different directions that pretty much logically speaking would be one of the 3 ways he might have gone. Otherwise, he would be going into the depths of the forest themselves. So you are close enough to the beetle, you can do what you like, or call back to the others, or proceed however way you see fit.
he ain't here.
Okay. So you hear the call from Roach. He ain't here. So you get the all clear signal. Rest of you mosey up. You stay
Yep.
back. Okay.
Yeah, I want to look under the car. I want to look at whether he's like crawled under the car.
Okay. So you glance on. You got to move some of the weeds away and some of the grass, and you can see underneath, barely, because there's no tires. So, but it's lifted up on stones and various bits of rock and other things. It looks fine. There's nothing underneath the car.
I want to check the cupboards on the car.
Okay. So you open the door handle and take a look.
No, there's the outdoor cupboards.
Oh, on the VW, the front
Cupboard and the back
yes.
cupboard.
Yes. So yep, you lift that up, and as you do, there's nothing in there but just bits of rubble, trash, paper. That doesn't seem to be anything of interest within the boot, I guess, of the vehicle. Right? I'm using that word right?
Let's go with
Kinda.
boot.
Yeah.
That's what they call it now.
Cupboard.
Yes.
Cupboard.
The cupboard. Okay.
Can I look in
So,
the cupboard?
Take
Can
a-
I look
mean,
in the?
you,
Can I look in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
front cupboard, please?
Yeah. So I mean, you glance in there.
I'm going to use my scrounge.
Okay. What does that do?
So you can usually find what you need. You can use an action to cast about for something useful. You can choose to find 1 bullet, 1 med, 1 food, 1 salvage, or 1 piece of gear worth 5 bullets or less. You can use this talent a number of times equal to your eyes modifier, which is 3 times.
Okay.
You gain expended uses when you finish a rest, whatever that means.
Okay. Perfect. So go right ahead. Yep.
Okay, so what do we want? What do we need, guys? Do we need grub? Do we need bullets, med, food, or salvage? What do you want? What should we get?
Meds, probably.
Meds?
Probably.
Alright, yeah, I find a box of paracetamol or something.
Nice.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, you kind of push Roach aside, and you're looking in there, but you're an old hat at this. You know what to do, and there's a kind of a felt bottom, and you rip the felt off of the bottom of the cupboard, and pretty much just like you expected, there's a bit of contraband in there, and you see that someone tried to hide some meds in there some time ago. No one found it, but you've scored. You pull that out of the cupboard of the car. So
Nice.
And that wasn't Roach, that was Nails.
that was
Yes.
Sorry. Well, that was James's character.
Zombie.
Yeah.
Yes.
but-
Yep. Okay.
Huh. Okay. You better check the cupboards inside then.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
I'll have a look at the cupboards inside. I'll have a look at the room inside the Roach. That's obviously where Roach got his name from. Perhaps it's named after the
It is.
the vehicle.
Yeah. It's
Okay. So you go to the handle of the door, open it up, and I'm going to need a guts roll from you with 1 complication.
Okay, but I've got 1 mod as well. So what happens there?
Your guts roll.
Yeah.
So you'll put the plus whatever the mod is, but you want to roll with complications though. So you'll put your modifier in there, and then you'll put 1 die in the complications.
I've got 6. 5.
Okay. So excellent. You open up the door, and the first thing that hits you is just a waft smell of just filth, shit, urine, and it hits you so hard.
Can I argue?
uh-huh.
Can I argue this? We were just
go
in the
ahead.
fucking shit town toilet, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but this is fresh, and it's been baking in the car for hours.
Okay.
And it's right there in the passenger seat. Apparently, this is a gift left from Pincus. And so you fail your guts roll, you start retching,
Blech.
puking.
Blech.
So you have 2 options. You
Yep.
can for into the next scene. Any physical skill checks will be done with 1 complication, or if you would like to spend a point of grit, you can avoid it. So grit is a commodity in the game that you can spend.
No, I'll take the modifier. Yeah.
You'll be poorly.
Okay. So yeah, your eyes are watering. I mean, you smell horrible things, but whatever Pincus was eating, and looking at it, you think you see some beans in there. They may be refried. You're not
Fuck
sure.
me.
But
I'm not looking that
but
close.
yeah. So, but are you going to continue in to the car?
No, I'm backing away. I'm going. Someone else deal with that. Fuck me. Something died in there.
Look at you. What? Oh, come on, you got the eyes for it.
Blech. Blech.
Okay, so now I can reveal this on the map there. So on the map, if you're looking at, you'll now see the central location where, James was the one who found the V-dub filled with stank, and you'll see, like I mentioned from Nails, there's 3 trails leading off. But I mean, so you don't take a look in the V-dub? You just slam that door and just
No,
puke out your
I'm not
guts?
slamming the door. I'm leaving the door open. I'm just walking away. I'm
Okay.
letting someone else have a look.
Fair enough.
Blech.
Anyone else want to go take a look in the V-dub?
Hey,
I want to look.
Okay.
You go for it.
Curious.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a guts check if you haven't already. And with since it's open now, it's just going to be a normal roll. It won't be with a complication.
Right.
Okay, so 16. Yeah, I mean, you kind of step over. Let's see here. Step over zombies' remains and kind of give them a gentle push, and you kind of look and you can see that obviously there's the surprise in the front in the driver's seat, but in the rear you kind of you glance and you see like what looks like a black sack in the back seat of the car.
I'm gonna have a look.
Okay? So
I'll turn back to
It's-
everyone. Noses
well-
are overrated, you know.
Exactly. Your superpower.
Much better off without one.
So you push the chair down and reach in back and pull up the sack. Do you open it? Look at it. What would you like to do now that you have it? Okay. So you open up the black sack, and inside you're going to find 3 units of salvage. So it's going to be a variety of bits of metal, mechanical objects, things that you can use as salvage within the game. So if maybe Pinkus left it behind, maybe someone else did. It's hard to say. But obviously he was here because of the bloodied handprint and the stains and the other thing that was in there. So you have 3 options now. Now that you've kind of determined that you are on the correct path, it's not clear at this moment in time which way he went, though. Without even needing an eyes roll, there's no the trail is kind of run cold. Either he finally stopped bleeding, or who knows. But there's as between the 3 options you have, there's no obvious blood trail telling you which way to go.
Come on, Caligula. You're the guy with brains. Which way, if you were Pinkus, which way would you go?
If I were Pinkus, I mean, that sounds like an insult to me, but
If he's Pinkus, shouldn't he first take a dump on the other seat,
Helpful?
just to get in the right frame of mind?
yeah.
Well, he may
I'm
have
not su-
he may have OCD, so he can't deal with uneven things. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure that's necessary, but yeah, I look at the 3 paths and there's nothing distinguishable about them, yeah?
the best thing to do is decide as a group and then just give me a ping which way you all would like to go.
I mean, Caligula thinks this way.
Yes, I'm with you, Caligula.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, okay. We'll go that way then.
Unless we want to split up.
That sounds like a bad idea.
All right, where are we at here? There we
At
go.
least if we're going to
All
get
right.
lost, we should all get lost together, right?
All right. Okay, so, oh, and at this point in time, if everyone can just, I mean, I know you've got quite a bit, but remove a water asset.
No problem.
Okay.
So, you begin the path into the darker part of the woods. There are various breaks within the tree line. Like I said, it's a mixture of newer growth and there's still old, dying growth here that's mixing up, giving it a very ominous just feel and look. And everyone give me an eyes roll.
Nice.
And Doc's been rolling almost perfect 20s with that, so.
I know. Let's see what I can do with this time. Now, number of dice, 0.
I've been rolling perfect 5s. What are you complaining about?
Look at that. There you go. Another 20.
Okay. Excellent. And all right. So good thing, because this one was a tough one, but you still you're walking down this path and things, it's leading farther into the woods. The woods are getting a little bit thicker and harder to see. But you notice, Roach, that periodically there's large animal prints set into the dust and the mud that seem fresh. Also, you're about another quarter mile in, you spot fresh blood again. And also scuff marks in the mud where the blood is found. And then the trail continues onward. You can see the trail continues onward for another half mile or so. When you see kind of ahead, almost through a break, you can see what looks like to be a building, a house, a shack. You all aren't too sure what it is, but you can kind of see it just maybe, a few hundred yards. But it's kind of in between. There's a grove of trees surrounding it. It's hard to get a few details from where you're at. And so here, what would you guys like to do? You have options. You can continue forward towards the shack, or you can go back the way you came.
I say shack.
Time for a shack attack.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think we should do a shack attack. Yep.
As long as it's not the love shack.
All right, so let's back up, and here we go. So the path starts to clear a bit and leads you into like a large kind of open clearing of mud. You can still see the shack, but it's surrounded by thick trees and undergrowth about 30 yards or so around it. A variety of junk. You can kind of make a couple things out from a distance, and just a variety of parts, car parts, broken things, and you end up at the perimeter of here. Let me resituate you guys. What did it do?
I always reckon a battle map's a good sign. Except when it's a really bad sign.
That's odd.
What? Turn left, the sign of the battle map.
Okay. Well, you just hunt around for battle. Once you find one.
It didn't carry over. Well, it did. Weird. Okay, so I'm sorry. Didn't mean to break the situation, but the characters, even though carried over all of the information, it's not showing on the screen. So we may do a refresh. But let me bring you over so you can view it. And then at this time, there might be a good time for another break. I think we've passed another hour here.
Oh, right,
oh,
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes, ladies and gents.
Okay.
Don't touch
See
that
you,
dial.
see you in 10 minutes.
Or turn your camera off. Please don't turn your camera off.